Ever the gentleman, Glen Durrant. A bit of a classy walk-on with the lady on his arm. Up against the man who is very, very big in the Baltic indeed, Lithuanian Darius. He's got 13 ranking titles and he's been sweeping all before him in those Baltic competitions. Glen Durrant, the BDO #1, beat Andy Fordham in the first round. Fordham didn't really produce what he's capable of. Durrant, the proud Middlesbrough supporter, quarter-final last year, and hoping that he's going to confirm his BDO #1 status. He's got to get through against Darius, though, seeded at number 16, who accounted for a curiously out-of-form Barry Lynn in the first round.
Yeah, well, Barry sort of burst onto our screens in the UK Open, and that memorable run. He got to the quarter-finals, didn't he, of the UK Open, beat an out-of-sorts Gary Anderson along the way, but yes, he didn't turn up yesterday for whatever reason. Started the match well, but that's that. And on to this one. Well, these two do have a bit of a history, and recent history. They played each other this month, well, the first of this month, in Denmark, and Glen was victorious. Close match though, 4-3 in the quarterfinals. Glen went on to win the match, and then they played last September in the England Masters, and again Durrant was a 4-3 winner. So in the past they've had some real tight tussles.
Glen to throw first. Game on.
Well, I have heard it suggested that some of these players who come through the qualifying competitions in the Baltic are kind of getting a little bit of a soft option to get into these tournaments, but Labanauskas showed against Barry Lynn that he can score heavily, and he's, I would venture to suggest, that the #1 from that area.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's I think stat-wise will confirm that.
97.
BDO ranked number 14, Lucky D. He's a big fan.
Mark and Zoe.
Nice couple. Looks kind of a bit intimidating, but he's a charmer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Both lovely.
96.
Massive dart fans, and spend most of their free time supporting the players. Well liked by all the players. Go to a lot of exhibitions. Real good supporters of the sport.
100.
Glen Durrant with 12 ranking titles to his name. He confesses to having to battle against nerves up there on the stage, as indeed I'm sure that all players do. It's just that Duz is perhaps just a wee bit more honest about it. He says that he's always fighting the battle to keep the demons away.
Yeah, we have a bit of banter. Which one of us was the biggest choker
42.
on that stage? Although he's a proven winner. He's won the World Masters, amongst many other things.
And been tweeting his support for our coverage here on Dave, so
yeah,
thanks for that,
guy.
Glen.
Lots of banter with Glen. Loves a wind-up.
He had a special little, I'm not quite sure what the word would be for it, but on his, he was having a modest little bottle of beer while he was practicing, and he got sort of like a little necklace which he put around the top of it to an anti-mine sweeping device. Stop anybody else picking up his beer. Quality darts.
Yeah, lovely setup.
Darius, you require 124.
Well, treble 20s where he's going to be starting.
This would hurt. 14
It's on.
ball.
Bullseye. 124, what a start!
On the first leg. Darius Labanauskas.
Superb against the throw. Labanauskas straight away shows his quality. A 124 checkout.
And again.
140.
Red bit, like a bucket to him at the moment.
Yeah, he said that he'd got a reasonable record against Glen and certainly wasn't intimidated by the high-scoring reputation of the man from the northeast.
100.
Call them smoggies, don't they, Middlesbrough guys?
Yes.
Are we allowed to say that, or is that derogatory?
I don't think so, John.
I wouldn't like to disrespect anybody.
136.
Megan and Charlotte watching on. Everybody having a great time here watching the darts at Lakeside. Culmination tomorrow and a lot of action still to come. Lincoln City, my neck of the woods.
And that very same weekend, oh, look out, just watch this 180 go in.
Well predicted, well achieved.
That same weekend that Glenn beat Darius in the Denmark Masters, in the actual Denmark Open, which is a second Open on the same weekend, Darius actually won that. So he comes into this event in winning form. Well, they both do. So this has all the makings.
Double 16.
Of a bit of a classic.
Couple of eights. Well,
Game
he
shot
started really well.
15 to open his account, followed by a 12. Glenn needs to get into this match. There was a slightly longer format to 7 now.
Well, he's throwing okay, Glenn. He's just up against a man who's started absolutely on fire.
Two legs, 15 and 12. There's not a lot you can do about that.
He's got a 3-figure average himself, Glenn Durrant, although it's not been dragged down by double attempts. He's yet to fire at a double. Nice cap there, like the sort of thing you turned up in on Friday night, Chris.
No, wrong with the cap, lad.
58.
Yes, that Denmark Open win for Darius included a 5-1 win over Jamie Hughes, who we're going to see a little bit later, and a 4-2 win over Ross Montgomery in the quarters. So
well, they're good scalps, aren't they?
They're very good
137.
scalps. And he won the final 6-5 against Davy van Balen.
Not too many Lithuanians in the crowd, I don't think, so he's getting slightly muted support, is Darius, but he's throwing some cracking darts.
And the Durrant throw under pressure again.
Look at this.
101.
He would have left a finish. No, well, no, it wouldn't. I thought that was a 19. That's why he went that way. He went for 139 to leave a 170. Really needs to be a 140, Glenn.
100.
Well, he
Can't get too frustrated. Just got to ride this storm out.
Put himself in a very strong position to take another one against the throw here, Labanauskas. He needs to come away from that.
I mean, his history of averages and stats don't really suggest that he can maintain this. So
great last dart, that.
Yep.
Had to make an enforced switch because of the somewhat precarious nature. This is pretty handy from Durrant.
140.
Gives him
require 74.
a bit of hope, I suppose.
74 for 3-0. 20 for tops.
And tops. And gets it.
Game shot in the third.
Missing nothing. 107 average. Another 15 dart leg.
3-0 up. The interval in these matches here in this second round comes at 6 legs.
Might only coming back for 1 leg at this rate.
140.
It's all very well saying you've got to ride out the storm, but the storm is showing to be of sort of typhoon proportions at the moment.
It's not blowing itself out, is it?
No.
130.
Hurricanes usually, when you're in the eye of the storm, you sort of have a little bit of a becalmed moment. That's when Glenn needs to jump all over him if it happens, before you get through to the other side and it comes blasting onto you again.
57.
Well,
bit of O-level geography there.
He now has a chance. A 140 puts him in the driving position to get a break back, which he must do.
He's not thrown a double yet, Chris.
No, it needs to go into the break. Minimum 3-2 down. 4-1. You have to say you'd be in big trouble.
Cracking last dart. Durrant's got a squeak though in this leg.
Needs a 140 though.
That'd be handy, wouldn't it? There's one of them, needs another. just the wrong
100.
side of the wire. Labanauskas, if he gets a 140 here, he'll be in a really strong position. Not this time, though.
Don't think that's in, so he should switch down to a 19. Yeah, leaves 160.
44.
Well,
Glenn,
now
you
a
require
massive chance.
164.
Durrant, great opportunity to get into the match here. Not quite
55.
taken it as well as he
Darius,
would have
you
wished.
require 160.
Can be done, this.
Two treble 20s. No. The Durrant fans breathe a sigh of relief.
122.
Although it might be just
Glenn, you
brief,
require
this has to go.
109.
Wonder if he'll go straight at it if he gets the opportunity, or whether he's going to go 6 double 16.
Treble 19 for double. No, dear. Well, this looks like 4-0.
Well, he's still not thrown at a double.
3 out of 4 on the stats for Darius, so you can't see him missing this.
He's going to go straight at it, or is he going to?
Straight at it.
Yeah.
And if
No.
you are, that's the way to do it. Attack
Double
it.
8 for 4-0.
22.
Massive, massive
You
moment.
require 52.
Glenn Durrant, the #1 seed. Double 16 now for 3-1.
Game
That gets him
shot
into the
to
match.
fourth.
And it'll
Glenn
settle him down. And has that early blitz from Labanauskas
Fifth
now
leg
been
is
ridden
Glenn
out?
to throw first.
We'll see.
Game on.
You can't see him. Oh. Good switch. Twice.
134.
Slow, deliberate darts from Durrant. He's not throwing badly, you know, Glenn. He's averaging close to 96. 3-1 down, though. Labanauskas just
95.
almost irresistible, those first 3 legs.
He's just come off the top now, though, hasn't he?
Maybe. And Durrant seems to be hitting top gear. 180, his
Nailed
first
on.
maximum.
Nailed on after the first start, that one. Sat up high in the 60 bed.
Oh, Adventure says yes, that's a tad unlucky.
Yeah, nicely thrown. It just, like you say, just a bit unfortunate.
And Durrant coming steaming in.
Treble 17.
123.
A reminder, there's not a break at the end of this leg. They go one further at this stage. Oh, Durrant still
137.
cherishing ambitions of going in level pegging at that interval. 16 leaves double top. Great
Game
darts.
shot
Good
to the
finishing.
fifth.
2 out of 2 now.
Glenn Durrant.
14 dart leg there.
An appreciative crowd enjoying some high quality
Sixth
darts
leg
here.
is Darius
Labanauskas
to
brilliant in
throw
the
first.
first 3.
Game on.
And now Durrant coming back at him.
As you said, John, it's not a break now at 5, so a chance to go in that break at 6.
95.
Level pegging will be quite some turnaround for Durrant. Another 15 dart leg or under should give him that
59.
opportunity, I fancy.
Look as though it's going to come now, though. He's still got the break against him. Labanauskas with the throw. First to 7.
134.
Needs a 140, 180. Get back in this leg. Seems with Darius, once you sort of scoring heavy against him, he just seems to just push a little bit too hard. But when he gets an early lead in a leg, he looks very comfortable.
And he has that lead now. Could do with a treble here. Well, that's a
45.
little glimmer of an opportunity to come back now for Durrant. 140 would be handy.
Switching,
coming down.
I think. dear.
87.
That's a slack one.
Labanauskas still with his nose ahead. Not lying well, that. Staying up, trying to squeeze it into a fairly small target.
17
down now.
maybe, yep. Leads 170, which we've seen yesterday. And that incredible exhibition of finishing by Scott Waite. Not only did he take the maximum finish out of 170, he also won the game with a 155.
Darius, you require 100.
This will face either Daryl Fitton or Martin Phillips. Match coming up later. That's in the quarter-finals.
Also impressed yesterday with Fitton. Thought he threw really well.
Yeah, he did.
87.
Good game of darts that was, wasn't
You
it?
require
Proper.
118.
Caldwell, the New Zealander.
Yeah, impressed by him. Trouble 20, double 19.
It's
Yes.
on for 3-3.
80.
Good effort.
Darius, you require
Well, treble
83.
17, double 16.
This will be
83.
a bit of a sickener for Durrant if this goes in.
This is a real kick. Small adjustment, and he's taken it.
Game
The
shot
number one
and a
seed
sickener.
now is in a
Darius
little bit of trouble. They
Labanauskas.
go to the interval, and the Lithuanian, the number 16 seed, Darius Labanauskas, has the advantage. A two-leg cushion. He leads the world number one, the BDO number one, 4-2. Glenn Durrant, the BDO number one, a big favourite to win this match, and he's outscoring Darius Labanauskas. Look at that, 98.1, but he's 4-2 down, 98.1 incidentally. Not far off what Lisa Ashton just scored. If you're just joining us, where have you been? Lisa Ashton, the highest ever televised average in the women's game, 98.84, beating Corinne Hammond earlier on. A brilliant performance from Lisa, the defending champion. But Glenn Durrant, the world number one, he's got it to do here. First to 7, and Labanauskas, although not scoring as heavily as Durrant, he's getting the pressure doubles.
Yeah, he's not quite. Well, the average is good, but he's just not quite at his best. And that last leg, he had 15 darts in that leg, and you'd think he would be, you know, maybe having 1 or 2 darts at a double and nicking those, and he very nearly did off that 118. But really, a player of his ability shouldn't be leaving
58.
118 after 12 darts thrown. He should be much lower, as we should see.
Like this, like that.
Exactly like that.
180.
His second maximum of the match, and indeed second of the tournament. Didn't clock one up in beating Andy Fordham in the first round.
Match average now for Durrant, over 100. And needs to be.
I still think it's very much within his capabilities to turn this one around.
140.
Legion of northeastern fans will be hoping so, I'm sure.
There's plenty of them here.
Yeah, there's a few down here, and I'm sure there'll be many a darting fan up in the northeast in Teesside, hoping that Durrant can come through and win this one, and he's still got a real chance.
Smoggies. Do you know why they're called Smoggies, John?
Well, presumably because there's smog.
Okay.
Are you going to tell me something else?
No, I was.
Well, it's an industrial town, isn't it?
All right, okay.
I don't think that'll be the case now, but I'm sure it was once in the day.
42.
It's got that very, very famous bridge, hasn't it?
Yes.
Middlesbrough?
Is it a blue one?
I believe it is. Labanauskas a long way back. Durrant comfortably poised to hold on to his throw, which was the minimum requirement before he starts trying to attack the Labanauskas throw. Tops. There you go.
Shot and
More like it.
Glenn
More
Durrant.
like what we expect from Durrant. 13 dart
8th
leg.
leg, it's Darius to throw first.
Done with relative ease. Now, as you said, he's got to get on this leg. Got to break the throw.
Oh,
that's going to make it tough.
Great start from Labanauskas. Touche, maybe.
Great response. Just pulled slightly then.
Looking down.
99.
Well, it's not bad.
I'm sure he gets wonderfully looked after by Middlesbrough Football Club. He certainly wants to be. The amount of publicity he gives them, forever showing, sporting the Middlesbrough colours. Always kisses the club badge on his way in.
Yeah. Oh, he's a huge fan.
And after what Leicester did this year, he'll be thinking they're going to win the Premier League next year.
Yeah.
137.
Great darts.
Good throwing, keeping a bit of pressure on Labanauskas, more or less back onto level terms. Oh, great dart.
I'd love some of that 5,000 to 1. Leicester fans had it, didn't they?
A few did. I think most of them kind of bought out before they got finally there. They didn't quite have the fortitude to stay with it. Look at this. 3 in the bed. Good as a maximum.
Darius, you require 100.
Ton for Labanauskas required for 5-3. Great dart. Tops. Well, he shows no sign of crumbling, does he?
11 dart leg.
Somebody throws an 11 dart leg at you, there ain't anything you can do about it.
Nope.
Durrant has to just keep playing his game and hope that for Labanauskas, as the finishing line approaches, that somehow the jitters come in and the wheels come off. Doesn't look like it yet, though.
No, it certainly doesn't. It's 5 consecutive treble 19s that Durrant has hit.
Well, we talked about the hurricane, didn't we, in the eye of the storm when Durrant came back, and Labanauskas, has he kicked on again?
.58. Well, put the jinx on that.
Good darts again, both in. And that is maximum number 3 for Labanauskas. Fair few of the crowd won't know a lot about Darius Labanauskas, but he's showing unquestionably 96. That he can throw, and he's thriving on the stage in front of the cameras.
Yeah, not phased at all. Absolutely rock solid.
Oh, can it be another one?
Not a lot of room. Yeah, it's going to switch.
He's coming down. 143 he's playing with.
Oh, 177.
177. Doesn't get shown in the stats as a maximum. I always think it should be.
There's a 180 and a 177 in this leg.
He's had 9 darts to 86.
Another. Well, he just won the last leg in 11, potentially on back-to-back 11 darts. If he doesn't hit the treble 18, he'll stay there. Well, look at this. What am I on about?
Double 16 for 6-3. Not a bad marker. Oh.
17.
Bit of nerves. Something just distracting the crowd.
Looked like it, didn't it? This is massive. It's a must for me. Has to go.
13 leaves tops.
Loses this leg, loses the match.
Tops for Durrant.
73.
Well, does he know it? Yeah. Double 8 now for Labanauskas to put him in within 1 leg of a place in the quarterfinals.
And he'll be throwing with.
He's got it.
He'll be throwing with the darts in the very next leg.
I think that was the moment. The look on Glenn Durrant's face, the look that told you that he knew that it may be gone.
Averaging 102, 60% on his finishing, 2 180s, 5 140s, and 6-3 down. Labanauskas, just under the 100, 14 ton pluses, 3 140s, 3 180s, a 177, and a fabulous 50%.
86
on doubles, 6 from 12.
Just trying to serve it out now for the match. Durrant will not lie down, though.
No, it's not in his nature.
Great time to do that.
There's no bad time to do it.
His third maximum. Tremendous darts.
Average now up around 104.
Averaging 104 and getting whooped.
137.
No let up, is there?
Well,
We had a moment where Labanauskas went off the boil, but like you said, he seems to have found literally his second wind.
Yeah, he's come on
93.
strong.
Fabulous.
That
fast start
137 exemplified that with his previous visit. 140 here would be mighty handy.
again. Mind reader, John.
140.
Let me try it. 180, Glenn. Oh, hello. Look out. We're just too good at this.
140.
That was a kiss of death, wasn't it?
Darius, you require
Right, 138 for
138.
Labanauskas, treble 20. Oh, he's going the 19 route. He's got it. Looking for
of
another one.
those for double 12.
It's
Yeah.
on
What a way to win it.
for 138. Oh,
Game.
superb!
Shot.
138, a brilliant check out. And Darius Labanauskas, if you haven't heard from him before or about him before, a big name in both senses of the word. And Glenn Durrant throwing superbly through over 104 as an average, was peppering the doubles, 60% checkout rate, and he has been beaten and beaten emphatically by the Lithuanian, and the score 7-3. Terrific performance.